Hey everyone, it's Kayla, and I have my March wrap-up for you guys today. I only read 4 books this month, as well as 1 novella, and I got halfway through another book. And before you guys freak out and say that's terrible, I only read 2 books in February. Okay? Just saying. So let's get started with the wrap-up, shall we? The first book I read in March is Innocent Blood by James Rollins and Rebecca Cantrell. And this is the second book in the Order of the Sanguine series. It's about vampires and immortals, and it's kind of like the Da Vinci Code, except with those elements. So it has that action feel. It has that cultural intrigue feel. I'm really enjoying this series. It's not your typical vampire story, because I normally don't like vampires. Good stuff, good stuff. I think I gave it a 4 out of 5 on Goodreads, I think. The novella I read was Blood Brothers by James Rollins and Rebecca Cantrell. This is a novella set before the events in the series. It features a minor character's backstory. I didn't enjoy it as much as I enjoyed the actual series. I didn't think it was necessary, really, but I read it. I gave it 3 stars. I will keep reading the novellas in this series because it was a novella in the first place that piqued my interest for this series, so I will keep giving them shots. Just saying. I was still in the reading slump phase after Innocent Blood and during Innocent Blood. I only read it really fast because James Rollins wrote it, and I love him. So I know I had plans for March to read Aleph the Unseen with Estelle from Autumn Entha and Alan from Alan Janae, and I loved it, and I finished it in like 3 days, and it looks like this, all pretty. Aleph the Unseen by G. Willow Wilson, right? Yes. Like I said on Goodreads, and like I said in my currently reading video, it reminds me of Mr. Penumbra's bookstore meets Ready Player One in the Middle East. And I loved all the cultural tidbits, and I love the fact that there's jinn in this story, which are supernatural entities. I didn't know that about this book going into it. I thought it was set in reality, but there's some supernatural elements in it, and I like it. I like it a lot. And I highly recommend this book. It's about a computer hacker, and he's on the run, and that's all I can basically say without giving away too much. And I loved the characters, especially Vikram the vampire. I'm glad I read this. It kind of got me out of my reading slump, and yes, I'm excited. I will leave Alan's channel below as well as Estelle's. Go check them out. I believe I gave Aleph the Unseen 4 out of 5 stars. I loved it a lot. However, the computer elements sometimes went over my head too much. So then I didn't know what to read next. It's a dilemma every time I have to choose something to read. Like, it's been 3 days since I read anything because I can't choose. I have too much shit, guys. Too much. So I'm like, what am I going to read? What am I going to read? And I'm not really in the physical book mood lately, which is terrible because I have like 100 to read. I was looking on my iPad. I'm like, okay, what have I read yet? What haven't I read yet? Crown of Midnight by Sarah J. Maas. And I can't even form words. This sequel was so much more than the first book. Like, I liked the first book a lot, but reading this made me realize that maybe I shouldn't have liked it as much because this book was legit. Like, this is how you do sequels, okay? This is how you do it. I am a Kale shipper, okay? I love Kale. Is that how you pronounce it? Kale? Cowl? K-all? I'm not going to take the time to say K-all, so let's just say Cal, okay? Cowl. Cow, Kale, K-all, K-all. Kyle. I love him. Okay. And I was in OTP heaven for a good portion of this book. And then, with a turn of a page, I was in OTP hell. Like, torturous hell. This book, the world develops more. You learn more about the political intrigue. You learn more about the supernatural elements, the fantasy elements, the magic. You learn a lot more about that. And Dorian, I can't even talk about it without giving spoilers because... And the ending! Just mind-blowing. I can't talk about it without giving too much away because it's book 2 of a series. I just highly recommend it. It's great YA fantasy. It's excellent. And it's going to be a 6-book series. And we need more of that. We definitely need more series instead of trilogies and whatnot because we're always disappointed with trilogies. Except for The Girl of Fire and Thorns. 5 out of 5. Easy stars to give. To finish the month of March, I read Split Second by Casey West. This is book 2 of a duology started by Pivot Point, and I really enjoy Pivot Point. I found the paranormal aspects of it really interesting. This duology is very action-oriented, a lot of great plot developments, and it keeps you guessing, which I'm surprised by. And the only problems I had with this duology was the writing sometimes. I didn't think it was too strong, but what it lacks in writing, it makes up for in character development and character relationships and also the plot developments like I talked about. And I really liked the world. It was simple yet intricate, and I really found that part enjoyable as well. I believe I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. Also, in the month of March for a buddy read, I also started The Lies of Locke Lamara by Scott Lynch, and I'm about halfway through now, and there's some parts that are excellent. Like, I love it so much, and then there's some parts that I have to read over and over again because I'm like, wait, what did I just read? Like, it doesn't click. And I don't know whether it's because I'm not interested or I don't understand his description of things. I'm not exactly sure. This book is the start of an epic fantasy series, and it's not really fantasy where I'm at, which it doesn't matter. It's fine. It reads more like historical fiction to me at the moment. It's about the character Locke, and he is part of a band of thieves essentially, and they pull off stunts and jobs and things like that. It's really interesting. The concept is awesome. Like, awesome. I like it a lot. I really enjoyed it. It's just something is missing for me at the moment. I don't know, but I will definitely be continuing on with it. I just don't want to rush it because I want to be able to enjoy it. So I'm only going to read it when I'm in the mood to, and eventually I'll be done with it, and it can give a better rating and overall thought process as far as this book's concerned. Alright guys, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for tuning in. Sorry I don't really have a lot of books to show you for that month, but hopefully not this month, but next month will be better. This month I'm participating in Camp NaNoWriMo as well as Veda, so that's my main focus. And I will see you soon for another video. Have a good day. Bye!